The Trump-Republican reality distortion field is strong, but the cult is beginning to show cracks. And you can tell not just because establishment Republicans are starting to speak out, but because of the furious attempt to deny reality on right-wing talk TV and in official RNC documents. See, Mike Pence finally came out and told the truth in front of the Federalist Society.
I heard this week that President Trump said I had the right to overturn the election. But President Trump is wrong. I had no right to overturn the election. The presidency belongs to the American people and the American people alone. And frankly, there is no idea more un-American than the notion that any one person could choose the American president.
Good for him. It's about time. And make no mistake, this is big news, but you wouldn't have known it if you watch Fox. Because as CNN's Oliver Darcy pointed out, transcripts showed that they totally ignored Pence's statement on primetime Friday, all day Saturday. You'd have to wait some 36 hours to see the clip. But for the better part of 2 days, they just tried to pretend that it never happened. Presumably because it short-circuits their narrative. But it also raises serious questions like, who are they afraid of offending exactly? Trump? Their base? Their boss? It's kind of like Pravda remaining silent on the fall of the Berlin Wall, hoping that nobody would notice. Look, there are lots of issues that good people can disagree on. But a violent attempt to overturn an election is not one of them. Which is why attempts to enforce the big lie are an unforgivable civic sin. Now, from the 147 members of the Sedition Caucus to the Stockholm Syndrome-suffering RNC leadership, they all have their excuses, usually some form of fear and greed. But we can't let them change reality. And that's why I want you to take a closer look at the official RNC censure resolution condemning conservatives Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger and saying they should stop getting any support from the party. Now, focus on the first line. Here's the quote. The primary mission of the Republican Party is to elect Republicans who support the Constitution. Support the Constitution. Because that's precisely what Kinzinger and Cheney are trying to do. So by that logic, the RNC should be endorsing them, not expelling them. But logic left the station a long time ago, and it's been replaced by groupthink. See, the letter accuses Cheney and Kinzinger of trying to sabotage the GOP conference for trying to get the facts, which the RNC fears could jeopardize victory in November. So, investigating January 6th is recast as efforts to destroy Donald Trump. And they describe the House Select Committee as showing disregard for minority rights, traditional checks and balances, due process, and adherence to other precedent. The jokes write themselves, right? If only this was funny. And then there's the most damning line, which rightly dominated headlines. The RNC saying that the January 6th investigation was engaged in the persecution of ordinary citizens engaged in legitimate political discourse. That's the normalizing of political violence. And make no mistake, legal accountability is nothing resembling persecution. Here's Trump's former National Security Advisor, H.R. McMaster, to clear up any confusion.
It was illegitimate political discourse because it was an assault on the first branch of government.
This whole condemnation of Cheney and Kinzinger is an Orwellian exercise designed to protect a cult-like cohesion around a party now committed to defending a lie. And that's the real deal here. Because the reason cults hunt down heretics is to try to make an example of them, to discourage other people from thinking for themselves and speaking their mind. So their insistence is a measure of how scared they really are. And here's the thing. Cults end. Truth prevails eventually. Facts matter. Or, as the RNC chairwoman's uncle, Senator Mitt Romney, tweeted, shame falls on a party that would censure persons of conscience who seek truth in the face of vitriol. Honor attaches to Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger for seeking truth, even when doing so comes at great personal cost. That's right. And that's your reality check.